Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about margins and especially the left margin. My name is Marcel Elvers, Master Profiler through Written Communication. Please like my channel. Above all, share and subscribe. And if you like a video, put it on your playlist. We all have experiences in life and that gives us memories. The combination of experience and memories shape our perspective, how we should deal with the world, and therefore shape our behavioral responses towards that world. Writing is a behavior. We move from left to right while going up and down. And the paper we write on is therefore our environment. Therefore, handwriting reveals our perspective on that environment and how we see our place in that world. So when we look at a handwritten note, we see a mindset. How we treat that blank space is our interaction with that environment. And typically, we start on top left, which is appropriate, and then move from left to right, which is future. But also going down the next lines is our future. So when we look at this page, this is the now, where the pen is, where the mind is, and anything behind the now, the moment that we are in, is the future, becomes the future, and the rest is the past, which is behind the moment. So when we look at ransom note of the John Benet, at this moment in time, the author is in this moment in time and space, and we see that the word scrutiny is scrunched up, cramped up. So the moment also reveals emotional impact. When we look at this writing, we see that we start with the top left, which is a proper placement. We see a straight left margin that we should expect. We see even line spacing and a proper signature placement. And that suggests that such an author has well-developed organizational and planning skills, and means this author is self-disciplined and conforming. Now, when we look at the Patsy ransom note, the arrangement is overall well developed, yet the first paragraph is underdeveloped. The handwriting is uneven. The last paragraph, however, is handwriting-wise once again developed. And that suggests, because the arrangement is developed and the last paragraph is developed, that she wrote it with the non-dominant hand and or was anxious, highly likely both. This is an author who uses up all available resources, and that may be due to a fear for missing out or deprivation or not having the resources available, who knows. But his mindset is he crowds others out. He therefore may be dominant, even overwhelm others, and therefore is not abiding by social standards, acceptable writing standards, unwritten rules. He may have poor social boundaries as well. Here we see a letter that has that feature. And we see that the left margin is violated constantly as the red guideline is violated. And that suggests poor social boundaries. But he also uses two handwritten lines in the space provided for one, not abiding by standards. We don't see this one often, but if you do, white spacing all around suggests the person is keeping others at bay. Moving forward, they don't move forward enough towards the future and other people, and they keep their distance from the past or people in their past. And so they have trust issues most likely. Now remember, Trust is actually a function of how well you feel prepared to deal with any situation. We may say we don't trust somebody. Reality is we don't trust ourselves how to deal with that person's behavior. Compare, for instance, a bird who lands on a twig. The bird lands on the twig fully confident because even if the twig breaks, he relies on its wing. He knows how to deal with that situation. And so, wide spacing means significant insecurities. Here we see a left margin that is moving towards the right as it goes downward. And that means that the person at the end of a sentence moved towards the left over the paper and made the distance shorter and shorter and shorter. And that suggests that the person has an increase in enthusiasm and spontaneity. It may mean, according to other science, handwriting traits, impatience and or emotional reactivity. Reality is less and less time means speeding up. Here we see an interesting feature we see frequently. In this sentence, the author moved the hand over the paper towards the left, and we see that the left margin is violated right there. A left margin violation means caution, slowing down, and that is likely because of a distracting thought, an intrusive thought that happened because of what they were writing. And so that intrusive thought is most likely related to the line above, the line where the left margin violation occurred, or the following line. A left margin violation is a sudden decrease in spontaneity and therefore should be looked at as the potential for deception. This is the last slide, and I show you two margins. Now we know that moving forward means moving towards the future. It's your degree of purpose. What do you think these two margins would tell you? I'm curious to your answers. Please leave a comment in the comment section.